welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Vani and I'm in Newfoundland, Canada. So I know it's been a couple of weeks since I posted, but with so much going on, I didn't think I had enough content to share with you. So I thought, let's go another couple of weeks and make sure I have some really good stuff to share with you. So it's been a few busy weeks because one, it's the end of year for school, and so we're getting ready for my daughter's prom, so there's a lot of stuff going on with that. And also I went on another trip to Toronto to go to a wedding of a family friend, so that was a lot of fun. But getting ready for the trip and then having the trip and then coming back and then having all these things going on, a little bit less stitching time, but I did get some good stuff in. So I want to start off by saying thank you to those of you who are returning back to view what I have to share. And to those of you who are new to my channel, I want to say welcome and wanted to let you know that this is where I share my love of full coverage cross stitch. As you can see, I have a variety of projects on the go and I love the variety. I don't think I will ever be a monogamous stitcher. There's just too much loveliness out there that I want to stitch on that I can't stick to one project. And I think it's also just my I guess my attention span. I really like working on a certain project, but my attention can only last for like a few days max before I'm like, no, I think I'm done with this one for now. I'm going to move on to another one. So that's usually what I do. I have a rotation. I put all my projects into my rotation wheel and I spin it and it tells me which project to stitch on. And so let's begin. In this round of stitching, we started with Prelude to a Kiss, which is by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'm stitching it on 22 count 2/1 full cross. And the stats that I got in it on was I stitched about 4 hours and I got 702 stitches in, and I'm really close to a page finish on this. So here is how much I got done. So the man with the guitar is really filling in and his guitar is taking shape, and I think I've got some moose antlers or something coming up here, so it's really taking shape. And I'm going to open it up to show you the rest of it. It's a really time-consuming piece, but very detail-oriented, and I really enjoy it. Then we're going to move on to Ayana. Ayana is also stitched on 22 count 2/1. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs again, and I managed to stitch only about 383 stitches, and that took me about 2.45 hours. So I'm gonna say 2 hours and 45 minutes put in on this one. And here is my progress. So as you can see, it's finally starting to take shape. This is the shape of her head right here. I think her eye is right here. This is the shawl that she has on top of her head. It's such a lovely piece. The colors I think are going to be fantastic once I actually get going in it. There you go. That's a better, truer sense of the color. So this is a fun piece to stitch on because I know what's to come. You know, when you're stitching on a piece and you're like, this is going to be so fun as you get more and more involved in the stitch, you know? All right. Next up, we have my ballerina piece. It's called Mini Opening Night, and we're still on the background. However, I am finally making progress. I think in the next couple of diagonals, we should be in a good spot. So this is done on 18 count 2/1 full cross, and here is where I am. So again, it's just a lot of background, but it's an easy stitch and I don't mind it. And so I actually spent about 3 hours on this in my time in the rotation with it, and I got 539 stitches. Slow going, and it is background, Slow going in the sense that slow to make any progress to an area where there's actually stuff happening, because there's a lot of background in this one. However, it's a fast stitch because it is what it is. It's just background stitch, you know? And I like the gradient in the colors, like the further back, it's really cool. And then when you get close, you can tell all the different colors, but it looks really lovely from back here. So that's mini opening night. Then we move on to mine and your favorite, Ganesha. 22 count, 2/1 full cross, and we have a diagonal finish. Thank you. Look! We finished the whole diagonal, and that's his knee. Isn't it lovely? I just cannot wait to get into the next section. We're going to get into his trunk, more of his torso, and then more of his leg. It's going to be awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love this piece to bits. It's one of my favorites to stitch on. And for those of you who haven't seen how much I've gotten done, here is a little look-see. Here is where it is right now. I'm more than 50% done on this one. I just have to power through. But I have other pieces that I want to make, or one other piece that I want to make progress on, which is why I'm not making as much progress on my other pieces, because I have a focus piece this year and probably next year until my anniversary, because it's the anniversary piece for my husband. So moving on before we get to that one. Next up was my favorite owl. Nothing against this lovely owl here, but this one is just such a joy to stitch on. I can't explain it, but it's just, I think it's the fact that it's on 18 count and he's so adorable. This is my favorite owl that I'm stitching on right now. So this is done on 18 count, 2/1 full cross, and it's Sleepy Owlet by the Cross Stitch Studio. And here's the progress that I made on it. I think, let me just fold that properly so I can show it. Okay. So here's the progress that I made on it. And then you can see we're making more work into the diagonal here, and then soon we'll get into this area. I think what I'm gonna do, because I still have one more page up in this corner, I think once I reach the edge of this page, maybe I'll jump back up to the corner and start filling in that corner, and then continue in the diagonals down here. I think that might be my plan for this little guy, but such a joy to stitch on, really is. And here's the full piece of it. Really, really nice. Okay, so, stats on him. Let's see. Oh, I guess I should tell you stats on the Ganesh. So this time around, in order to get that diagonal finish, I did about just over 4 hours of stitching on it, and I did 559 stitches to get to there. And this little guy, I spent just over 4 hours on him as well, and I did 537 hours of stitching. Sorry, 537 stitches stitched in 4-ish hours. And then next up, see, I had a few projects to share. Next up is Mini Dragon Charmer, and I kind of kept going and pushing because I really wanted to see a bit of progress on this, because I was getting stuck in this same area and I just wanted to move on and push forward and make more progress. But it's Mini Dragon Charmer, and I'm stitching it on 22 count, 2/1 full cross, and I spent about 5.5 hours stitching on it, and I got 781 stitches put in. Here it is. As you can see, the pattern is finally taking shape. Now, at first, when I was stitching up close, I was like, oh, look at this shape right here. That must be the wing. No, it's not. It is a building in the background. This is the dragon wing. This is the body of the dragon. So I can't wait to make it to that area and stitch on the dragon. But finally, not just meaningless confetti stitches. We're getting somewhere with this, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Now, I know when I say I got so many stitches done in so many hours, it's not consecutive hours. When I say I spent 5 hours on Mini Dragon Charmer, that is over the course of a few days. And if it's on the weekends, more time was spent on it. So it depends on a project was done during a weekday evenings, because I only stitch on the weeknights. I stitch late at night. On the weekends, I stitch sometimes in the afternoon and then sometime in the evening. So all those times and hours, minutes combined is the time that I give you. And I feel like depending on the project, I'm faster or slower, which is why I kind of wanted to keep track of these stats so that I can know at the end of a project when I'm done, I can kind of guess and have an idea of how long it took me to do a project. Because my family's always asking me, oh my gosh, how long did it take you to finish that one? And I'm like, well, I can't really tell because I never stitch on one project continuously. So I can't even say, yep, that took me a year. Nuh-uh. So I'm hoping that this way I can average it out and give them a average time that it took me to work on a project. Next is my focus piece for this year and possibly next year. Like I mentioned, I'm going to take it off of the Q-snap, which I probably should have done before I started the video, but here we are. This is my anniversary piece that I want to get done for my husband. It is a picture of himself and me from when we first got married. We went to the Sears portrait studio and got our portrait done. And this is a little memory of the beginning of our marriage. We will be celebrating our 25th anniversary soon. I'm still working on my face, getting less and less creepy, because I try not to think about what I'm stitching on. Because as you all know, you're stitching so close in hand, and it's not until you step away you can actually figure out what it is you were working on. So that's how I like to look at it. Well, yeah, it's my face, but you know what? I'm not going to concentrate on that. I'm just going to concentrate on getting in as many stitches as I humanly possibly can. So here's where I'm at. I've got more of my face in. I'm almost on the top of my face. Look at that. Okay, let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit more. Okay, so here's where we are. And I'm going to open it up to show you where I am. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's a lot of progress, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God, there's so much more to go. Luckily, after I actually finish our heads and shoulders, my dress is colorful. However, his is just a white shirt, so it's just easy stitching of the white. So, and obviously I didn't stitch the background because I got this marbled fabric, which is, can you see that? Yeah. I got that marbled fabric, so that takes up the background, so I don't have to stitch that. Thank you. So yeah, so I think I'm going to finish my face here and then go across here until I hit that line and then start again on the bottom here and go that way. So making progress slowly but surely. Hoping to move forward, keep going forward with this one. But yes, it will be my focus piece for at least another couple of years until I can make enough progress on it to know that, yep, I think I have a chance of making it to the anniversary. But like I've always said, I'm not gonna, I mean, it would be wonderful if I could, but I'm not gonna stress about it because then that just puts undue stress on yourself and trying to meet a deadline. It's not as important as that. I mean, come on, he's gonna love it whichever way you look at it, so I'm not worried about it. So let's just go over my display pieces. We have all of them. Actually, no, they're not all Heaven and Earth Designs. Haha. This one is Heaven and Earth Designs Travel Bookshelf by Amy Stewart. And it's one of my favorite pieces because it's so colorful. Like, so colorful. There's just so much color in there. I absolutely love it. It's like the best. Then over here we have Golden Promises, another one of my favorites because that's on 18 count 2/1, and I love stitching on 18 count. It's just such a ease to it. That's the end of the first row of stitches, the top row. Then over in the far end, our other owl friend is mini mini autumn owl trio. We got owl number 1 almost complete. Then over here we've got the Siamese fish. Am I getting that right? Yes. And that's by my friend, and he, with 1 stipple 2 stitch. It's really lovely to stitch on. I really like that aqua, blue, green colors that are coming through it. A lot of fun to stitch on. And then over here is my favorite collection of birthstones. This is Sapphire. She hasn't come around in the rotation yet, but I'm hoping she will soon. And then we'll get some more progress done. Then we have here Peacock Glamour by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm hoping this is the body. I can't wait to get into the feathers. That's going to be a lot of fun. So it's been a joy sharing my work with you today, and I hope you enjoyed and saw something. A couple of things. There was another piece that I started on Mother's Day that I showed last time. The Birds and Blooms garden. I was going to remove the background myself as I was stitching, and I could have done it, but then a couple of people suggested that, you know, you can just get Heaven and Earth to remove the background. So that's what I did. I just paid for the service of the background removal, and I'm just waiting for them to upload the new chart. It will be worth the headache to pay that little bit of extra money to get them to remove the background for me, and then I can just stitch. So that's going to be a Sunday afternoon stitch that I'm hoping I can keep working on. Other than that, things are going really well. The next few days are going to be busy with prom coming up, but my daughter is super excited. And then after all that, things will calm down a little bit. I've got family visiting for just a week or so in end of June, but after that, I want to say things will calm down, but it probably won't. And then before you know it, summer's going to be over, so I want to be able to enjoy a bit of the summer, especially living here in Newfoundland where we often don't get the best weather. So when it comes, you kind of got to enjoy it while you can. The last few summers have been pretty good. We've actually reached 30 degrees ever so often, but a normal really good summer for us is 20 to 25 degrees, and so I will take it. Any hotter than that I can't handle. But I'm hoping to spend some family time this summer, some outdoor time. I don't like to garden, so I like to just sit in the outdoors, just bathing in the sunshine and just relaxing, and it's so much fun. I don't really like stitching outside. I wish I did, but I find maybe it's because I use a tablet, or I don't know. It depends on the sun. Sometimes the lighting is great outside. Natural light is great. However, sometimes I don't know, there's just something about it that I just don't find as comfortable. I can do it for a little bit, but if it's too sunny, then you gotta wear sunglasses, and then you can't see the monitor on your tablet. It's just a whole thing. So I prefer to stitch indoors with my fake OTT light that simulates sunlight and enjoy the sunshine without stitching. That's the best way to go about it, for me anyway. So it has been lovely. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye, everyone.